you've been working with Stacy, who kind of is the main organizer of this, right? Since the beginning.
Yeah, even before that, but yes, Stacy. Again, we all worked together in a previous life, and she got this opportunity. And the first thing she does is pick up the phone and start calling all the people. So, so she calls Liz and Josh. She calls my wife and I and our daughter, and Stephanie and
family.
Adam,
Get the whole
and
family
get
involved.
everybody back together. And it's like, yeah. So we've been with Scorched Earth from the beginning. So we saw it the first year. It was pretty nascent, and we still had a lot of fun.
And that was COVID too. So
Yes.
we were following COVID regulations. All of
COVID
our
was the
actors-
first year.
COVID
Yep.
was the first
okay.
year.
All of our actors wore masks to make sure we were keeping our customers and each other safe.
Well, everyone was wearing masks anyways, right?
Right, and
Should've-
but we did some creative stuff
Okay.
with those masks. I remember at first we're thinking, okay, how can we still make this scary? I mean, it ruins that suspension of disbelief that Ken is talking about when
When you
all of a
got a
sudden, but our makeup team.
Unless you like
Same.
you're a
Did.
surgeon or something, or
Right, which we're out at a farm, so it's like, okay, how can we weave this
Oh,
into
yeah.
our story? And our makeup team that year and our costuming, they
Shannon,
killed
who
it.
runs our
Not to be too punny, but
Shannon, who runs our makeup team, they're excellent, and Taylor runs our costumes, and they do such a wonderful job. And again, being nonprofit, we have to try and find ways of we want to make sure that we're maximizing our return to the community. So I know Taylor every year she gets a certain amount of budget. She goes off to Goodwill or some of the other stores in town, Salvation Army, and she'll go through and, oh yeah, this will work. I can do this. And very, very creative folks. And that goes back to the whole volunteer thing. So it's not, well, I don't want to scare. I would rather, I'm very good at costumes. We had a new guy this year who really is into designing masks. And it's like, oh, really? It's like, let's talk.
some 3D printed stuff. Have you guys dabble with that?
oh
A
yeah,
little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. We've done some 3D crickets. That one's
Okay.
for Stephanie. But yeah, we do some
Like you
3D
printed
stuff.
out little 3D crickets.
It's an inside job.
We are a family. We're
Okay.
a family, and there was a whole thing with a cricket that one of our actors was trying to save, and then someone else
Well,
I heard-
accidentally stepped on it.
okay.
Well, there was an accident there.
I was trying to give Kathy a little bit of grace. But yeah, definitely with the 3D printing.
Because you can get like really custom with
Oh,
however
yeah.
you want, and,
Oh,
and there's
yeah.
already models that are already made online that you just download and boop.
Yep.
And the library at 21C library, they have it's part of the library. I think
Yeah.
I think if you have a card, you can go 3D
Go
print
there
stuff.
and do 3D print.
Maybe
And that's a
I don't know
great way-
if you pay for anything or anything, but
I
think it's
believe
free.
you. I don't know. Josh has done it a few times. My husband is
Nice.
really into the 3D printing right now. But yeah, it's really cool to do stuff like that too. And I mean, we were talking about this before we started recording, but it's crazy how small of a community Colorado Springs feels when you are involved in these things.
For sure.
Because you end up talking to people like yourself, and we have mutual friends and different organizations in town, different charities, nonprofits, but also different businesses, different actors, different cosplayers, and it is just so cool to feel involved in your community. It makes you care so much more, and it makes every day that you go out into your neighborhood, it adds a whole other level of excitement for whatever you're going to do that day. And so we're so grateful to be a part of Colorado Springs and the Peyton Falcon area, and continuing to build those relationships, whether it's someone at the library as we're going in and 3D printing something. Oh, hey, have you come out to Scorched Earth yet?
Oh,
You
yeah.
should.
They'll probably let you post some things up there. I don't know if they have a bulletin. Or
I believe they
anything.
do. I believe they do.
You just have to be careful sometimes because, you can be in there at 21C printing something, and they're like, so what are you printing this for? Oh, well, or not,
Yeah.
but it's like, oh, well, it's for the haunted house. We're gonna,
What are you printing this bloody axe for?
Exactly. One of my favorite stories, I was in line at one of the big box stores here, and I had picked up several baby dolls, right? Because we were going to do a creepy doll room. And so I found these dolls, and they were perfect. And so I'm in line, and I've got like 10 of these dolls. And it's this wonderful lady behind me. She grabs one of the feet of the dolls. Oh, the detail on these is so great. I love these dolls. We use them to teach infants CPR. What are you going to use them for?
Well, we're going to cut their heads
I'm like-
off and
I'm like,
string them from.
No,
the
that
ceiling.
didn't just happen. Right? And I look at her and I go, well, I'm with a nonprofit haunted house, so I'm going to cut the heads off and creepify them. So it was kind of interesting. But,
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to be careful. Somebody, oh yeah, that's really cool. What are you going to use it for? But as far as the nonprofit goes, some of the folks that we're trying to help out there, of course, Falcon Fire, Patriot High School. We've been working with Patriot High School.
Are they the ones that bring the food?
Yes.
Yeah, they have a
culinary.
culinary program, and they treat us. We do a lot of work with them. We do donations with them, and they always try out their different recipes so that we can feed our actors.
Which is always fun because on when we are in season, actors have to get there like by about 5 or 5:30. So
A lot of us are leaving straight from work, going out there. We haven't eaten, and Stacy always makes sure that we're fed.
That's right.
Just like a true mama.
That's right. But well, anyway, so some of the other Patriot High School, the Colorado Springs Conservatory. So we're really well connected with them, and then there's a animal charity that we work with as well, because we're all huge animal lovers. And of course now I can't find the name of it.
Let me see.
Painted Paws.
Got it? All right, sweet.
Painted Paws. So really trying to give back to the community. And, if there are other organizations out there, if they're interested, by all means reach out. Like Liz was talking about Patriot High School, that's a very wonderful symbiotic relationship because, the students get to do the cooking. They support us in providing the food, and then we turn around and support them in giving them donations. So, we're always looking for ways of expanding what we do for the community. So.
Yeah. And what does that impact look like? Like when you're helping these nonprofits, how does is it proceeds?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, proceeds, but also we've offered. I know in the past we've done like makeup classes and other things. We've had other events in town where we've had business owners or museums reach out to us and say, "Hey, we're doing a Halloween event. Could you send a few of your actors our way to help us out and expand our impact on the community as well?" Absolutely. So, but it is generally donations.
What was the ghost tour you guys were doing?
Oh, we did a ghost tour. That was a few years back.
Was it?
Yeah, we did a ghost tour with the Old Colorado City History Museum.
Nice.
My husband and I helped out with them. We've also helped out with Miramont Castle and Manitou. So sometimes it is helping each other out in non-monetary ways, but a lot of the times it is writing up a check and saying, what can we do? What do you need? We've had organizations reach out to us and say, we've lost our funding from other places and we don't know how we're going to continue providing this year. Christmases, I know we've supported Christmases for families who might not otherwise get visits from Santa, and we've helped out with that.
Nice.
So.
And that's from doing the haunt and having making
the proceeds,
making money off of the haunt, and that is all 100% given back to
all proceeds are back into the community.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's nonprofit. That's what we're here for.
For sure, yeah.
And
Well, it's funny because it says nonprofit, but most nonprofits aren't usually nonprofits.
well, most we're like I
it
said,
doesn't mean like no profit.
Right.
Right,
I mean, we have to put some, back into the haunt. We have to stay afloat ourselves.
For sure, yeah.
But we really, I mean.
Well, that's not profit if it goes back into the
exactly.
business.
Exactly.
Exactly. So the proceeds, go back into the community, and as Liz said, we do keep some of it. And one of the things we try to do every year, and that's why we're in preseason right now, is if you came out last year, you better come out again this year because it's not the same.
Oh, yeah.
We've changed some stuff up.
Oh, absolutely.
We've added some things. We've improved some things. And we had some things that just weren't working. So, we've taken them out. We will try very hard every year to do something a little bit different. Now we're not going to change the whole haunt.
Mm-hmm.
That's but we'll try to bring new experiences so that it stays fresh.
And you can improve that by
Mm-hmm.
Having a successful haunt the previous year, right?
Absolutely.
With
Absolutely.
every year, like we said, our first year, we were in the midst of COVID, and we made it work, and we feel that for everything that was going on in the world that year, we had a really successful season. And immediately, as soon as the season ended, it was like, all right, what can we do next year? How can we change it up? Had people come out last year who'd been the year before and said, oh my gosh, it is completely, it's expanded. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting last year, which was still great, but how could you guys even make it even better in just a year? Especially since, we're only out there a few days of the week working on it, but we are sweating and bleeding for that haunt. We say
Seriously.
you're not part of the haunt unless you've
You
injured
bled on it.
yourself and you've bled on it. But
And as Liz said, as soon as one season ends, we start thinking, and most people think, oh well, it's a haunted house. They're working it, maybe mid-September to the end of October, and that's not true, right? We really start planning. I think our first planning meeting was in like early January or February. And we really start laying things out. What are we going to do? What worked last year? What didn't work? How can we improve it? If we can't improve it, if we remove it, what do we put there? Right?
Well, and because we are truly a family behind the scenes, we're also doing things to support each other all year long. We have some of our actors who went on to produce productions in college, and Stacy's always great about buying a bunch of tickets and passing them out to the other actors and saying, hey, let's go support so and so with this project they're working on. And that is such a huge part of what we do.
Absolutely. And
it could be like an entry point for maybe a teen who's looking to get into makeup or something.
Absolutely.
Just someone who's looking to be involved, someone who is looking for opportunities to make friends. This is great. We've had, like I said, a lot of people who they come the first day and they're quiet and they're kind of looking around, and the next year they're coming in full makeup and they're like, all right, I'm ready. Here's what I've got. And it is so exciting to see that.
Absolutely. And we work very, very hard to make sure it's a very safe place.
Yes.
Both physically and emotionally.
For our customers and our family.
Because we want people to have fun. Whether you're volunteering or you're going through, we want people to have fun. And we want it to be free of there's too much stress in the world as it is. Right. This should be a nice stress-free
And that's what makes Halloween such a great holiday, I think, and why we all love it so much is it is an opportunity to explore your fears kind of in a safe, in a structured environment. And we want to provide that to people. We want it to be as wholesome as a haunt can be. I feel like we are the wholesome haunt.
haunt.
But we are still going to scare you, so, be ready.